As a leader, are you acting like a queen bee or a worker bee? That could be a problem. As a leader, you have a lot of demands on your time. Are you being smart with how you're using your time? I found myself a few years ago in a situation where I was doing something that I thought was important, but it turns out it was a waste of time. It was taking away from my most important duties. Maybe this situation has happened to you. For me, it was when I was in charge of a professional ballet company, and suddenly I found myself in charge of filling the pop machine, the soda machine for some of you, that was in the facility. You know, people would go get a fizzy beverage from it, pay a little bit of money. We get maybe $75 a week from it, maybe a little less. Here's the deal. I'm supposed to be running this ballet company, getting donations, helping market the place, basically making sure that the show goes on. Keep in mind, this is during a recession, so it's not an easy time. Well, one day the person who was in charge of filling the pop machine moved on. So someone had to do that job. Well, I asked around, no one seemed that excited about doing it, so I said, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and I'm gonna learn how to do all this stuff and show that I'm not above any task in the organization. I learned how we take all the 12 packs of soda and we load it into the machine. You have to use a special little key to open it up. You put it all in there, you take the change out, you seal it all up, you make sure everything's still working, you're done. It's at least 30 minutes to do all this, okay? Now, it was kind of interesting, you know, change of pace, but here's the deal. It was taking time away from the big picture goals. Because while I was filling the pop machine, I wasn't helping get more donations, I wasn't helping better market the ballet, and I wasn't making sure that the show would go on and everyone would get paid. This was a distraction from my big picture goals. Think of it like this. Got a beehive? You got the queen bee, whose responsibility is the reproduction of the hive. It's a big job. Queen bee has to focus on that job. The queen bee can't be acting like a worker bee. If that happens, the hive will suffer. Well, there's a similar thing happening in my scenario. Eventually, I realized that while I enjoyed the pop machine because it was a distraction from a busy day, it wasn't helping everyone out. So I assigned that task to someone else. Because sometimes that little task that you're doing, which could be something you enjoy, if it's not part of your big picture goals, you need to stop doing it and pass it on to someone else. Helping out is good, but being the best in your position to help the most people, that's better. For more about me, go to my website, kenokel.com. Now, while you're there, you can find out more about my book, Stuck on Yellow. You can learn more about my live speaking presentations, and you can even find out about my podcast, The 2-Minute Takeaway. That's also available on iTunes. Finally, if you're interested in using video to market yourself and your business, then I definitely think you should check out my sister website, which is helpwithvideo.com. Lots of great tips on that website. All right, that's all the time we have for now. I'm Ken Okel. Take care.